Oh, I just love Hawaii. The Plumeria, beaches, the hula girls, but especially the Plumeria. I'm so happy to be here. And me and my buddy Jeff, we just took off on a trip to Hawaii together. Right, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression about us vacationing in Hawaii and everything. Well, actually, we're not in Hawaii. We're like, where are we?
Modesto.
We're in Modesto. So here's something that I thought was virtually impossible. What I thought was impossible was to harbor a plumeria in the ground all winter long in Northern California because the temperatures are just critically low enough that the roots rot. And that's pretty much my experience. Have you grown many in the ground at your house? Or?
I did 1 year.
Really?
1 year.
Yeah. And have you had some die in the ground?
Yep, almost every year.
So it's not just me. Okay.
They rot.
So here's the crazy part. So we're in Modesto, and you're cruising down, and then Jeff somehow discovered these. How'd you find these?
A friend of mine,
Yeah?
he's also a plant nut. He says, "Hey, Jeff, you won't believe the size of the plumeria off McHenry."
Why is it that like in the trailer parks have the coolest stuff anywhere? You find these mango trees. I mean, it's just like giant palms. And anyway, so let's try to break this down a little bit. So I can see right away that we've got a lot of rock in there, and I don't know if this is indicative of what's in there. This is kind of road-basy material. They can see there was asphalt here, and they just cut it. They're widening. They're doing something here. But let me see. I guess it's just prevailing soil of the area, right?
With rock.
With rock. So, I mean, the rock is so warm right now. So, I don't know. So, well, one thing that's going on is that these plants are on the south side of the building, which is huge. They're a little bit elevated. You can see they're elevated a little bit above the prevailing grade. And I think that's important because you can get the soil to kind of dry out a little bit more in the winter when the soil's cold, when you get this root rot in these plants and they die off. But do these things get that black mildew in the winter?
No, they look perfectly normal all winter long.
All right.
I came by here.
And so Jeff was telling me that he snuck into the garden one night when no one was around and broke off a huge branch so he could get the genetic material. Was he this huge section missing?
No.
Just kidding. Well, look at this. They widened the road. We got here too late because look what they did. They didn't even cut these things. They just broke them off. And they probably threw them in the garbage. Oh, it breaks my heart.
Yeah. Well,
But I wonder if they just poured concrete today, so I'm not going to write my initials in that or walk on it. But look, they planted a little baby back over there. So I want to interview these people. I think they're home. But you know what's a little freaky? What's freaky is not only are we making this video, but we're on camera. We're on camera, double fold.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think? What's your opinion on why these things are doing so well? Not only are they surviving, man. They're huge. They're thick. They're beautiful.
It's the rock and the drainage.
The rock and the drainage.
The rock and the drainage.
How cold? I mean, what about frost?
The last 3 years we've been here, here in Modesto, the coldest it's gotten was briefly down to 29. So they can take at least to 29.
But also, these are way older than that.
Yeah,
though.
they're probably 10 years old.
So what do you think the coldest it's gotten right here? You're a local.
Probably 25.
Have you seen these things ever damaged? Like, when was the first time you saw these plants?
About 3 years ago.
So you haven't really
No,
seen
I've
them
never
after
seen
a
any damage
freeze.
on them.
Have you? What do they look like in the wintertime? They defoliate pretty heavily.
Defoliate, yeah.
Like totally?
Just the tips are, yeah.
Look at the beautiful translucent quality of the foliage there. It's so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So what I really like about Plumeria is it has this really lush tropical look to it, but because it is a succulent, I'll break off a leaf and you can see how succulent it is. Look at all that succulent, just milky material there. I think it's all full of water. it stores moisture in this whole entire stem and the whole root system. So it's a really drought tolerant plant, and it doesn't even look like they water it.
No, that's the thing. Can you imagine how beautiful if they threw some good Plumeria fertilizer down and watered it?
Right.
That thing would be.
Yeah, and so the foliage is gorgeous on its own, and but the main draw of the plant is what, Jeff? What's the main draw of the plant?
Main draw?
Yeah, show people what the main draw is.
Oh, the smell. It's neat.
Get in there. This is how you do it. Yeah. Oh. What's that like?
Yes. It just
like
smells
heaven.
like Hawaii.
Right. So we got pink right here, and we have yellow and white right here. So whatever these varieties are, we know that they can survive in Modesto, getting down close to 25 degrees or maybe more sometimes. These things are old. They've been here a long time. If they're at least planted on the south side of a building with lots and lots of rock around to capture the heat, and that they are a little bit elevated for drainage, and there may be a soil compositional structure to it. You know what you can do with these things? Grow them in pots, sandy soil, and the pots will provide the natural drainage for them. Is there anything else we need to talk about, Jeff? Should we go look at what else they're growing?
I don't see anything else.
Yeah, we've got some.
Plumerias
We got some taro. They got some taro over here, and we'll see how cool these people really are. They've got taro, and they've got it's the good luck thing, and they've got one of those cool. Oh, they've got Camedoria cataractarum up there, and a nice aloe there. And look, they've got their own little nursery of Plumerias growing right here. They could start a whole farm. I want to ask these people if they'll give me a cutting. I need a cutting. I need a cutting really bad. I want to go look in the dumpsters to see if they threw these things away. And look, Ravinia across the street.
Yeah.
This is a designated tropical zone. So we were just talking about how these Ravinias are popping up everywhere. And that's the whole story. Anything you want to add to that, Jeff?
I'm just surprised. They're probably, 10, 11, 12 feet tall?
Yeah. You know,
Look at this.
Let's see, Yeah, they are exactly 10, maybe 10 and a half, the tall one there. And you can kind of see when you come back a little bit, you can see the textural difference of the foliage. This one's denser and more flat topped, and it has like larger leaves, and the pink one is a little more open, but that might be because there was a bunch of bushiness here that's gone now, and now it's going to fill out with more sunlight. But it's obviously taller. And this one here, the pink one has, even though it's substantially taller, the trunk size is slightly smaller than the yellow and the white one. So this is all this interesting. None of this probably matters, but you know, if you're here, once you go to Mars, you spend so much time getting there, you want to take all the analysis, all the rocks, you don't want to leave a stone unturned, right?
Agreed.
All right, so guess that's it. Thanks for showing me this, Jeff. Onward.